It's good to know, 10 years later, that like a lot of the petty problems of high school don't really matter as much.
Were you involved in a lot of drama?
Right, that's what I want to know.
More lunch break. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Lunch Break.
Woohoo! So I want to talk to you guys about something that big happened in my life kind of recently. It was my 10-year high school reunion.
And you brought Mike Bow.
Mike Bow is the homie. I was very nervous to go, didn't know what to expect, and he knew this, and he hadn't gone to his 10-year high school reunion because he was in LA, and he always wanted to go, so he was very enthusiastic about going to mine and making my experience a little easier, having a companion.
Was it a good experience? Do you regret bringing Mike Bow or?
No, it's cool. Yeah, because I didn't necessarily know who was going to be there. It was really fun. I'm really glad I went. And I think a lot of people have hesitancy going to their high school reunion.
What was the setting? Was it just like at a bar or?
They rented a venue space. Yours is coming up too, right?
So I guess my 10-year high school reunion is coming up because I graduated in 2010. But like, I don't have that many people that I've like stayed connected with throughout the last 10 years. There's maybe like 6 people I can name that like I'm still like at least in touch with like once or twice a year.
Wes, did you go to yours?
No.
Why
You
not?
regret it?
Nope.
Did anybody like ask you like where were you?
No one cared.
Oh.
No one. I never thought about it that way. That's sad.
Like if there was anybody that's like, man,
I wasn't even
hope-
missing in the group.
You can't say that.
I didn't go because all the people I wanted to keep in touch with I already had been. This dates me a little bit, but Facebook was much newer then, and it made things a lot more easy to keep in touch. The people that did go had a great time because the people that went were the people that partied, and they met up with all the people that they used to party with.
I know what you mean. Like, I wasn't necessarily like keeping in touch with most people there, or like wanted to necessarily, or had the intention to like reconnect and maintain a new relationship with these people. It was really nice to just to see them and talk to them and just like have everyone kind of touch base one more time.
Did it
This
feel
is
like
the
you were-
last time I've ever seen these people?
did it feel like you were meeting them for the first time like again?
You know, it felt like no time has passed. We know that everyone has their own lives and stuff.
You remember them
Really,
from that time.
Everyone has kind of gotten to a place where like
Yeah.
they've settled in and like there's no judgment anymore, and everyone's adult, and now we can just
Yeah.
like reflect at the same time about high school and just be in that moment, and that this moment will probably never happen again. I was like, I gotta be there for that.
Interesting.
Wow, I think your class is very mature. Or maybe just you are.
You are very
Yeah,
well,
like that's not the usual outlook.
Well, maybe that's my outlook.
Yeah, you're just a very good person,
For the
Taylor.
most part, everyone there was like everyone
They got it.
had been
Yeah.
immature and now is adults and now is mature. If anything, the takeaway is that like everyone's problems are fleeting at any stage in life,
Right,
and that like it really just comes down to like working on yourself, being just confident that like you will get past these things, even at any stage of life, and like you did in high school, and everyone turns out to be okay.
What about you, Jess? Your high school reunion is what, next year?
I have 2 more years.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a little bit of a ways to plan for it, I guess.
I don't think I'm gonna go.
I'm telling you to go. Does a speech inspire you? You should go.
Not really. Do you talk to anyone after the reunion?
I mean, there's friends in high school that I have like
Just
some
kept in-
contact with still. That I'm
I think
in touch with,
Taylor's talking about like, you know, that one night you guys like were together again, new outlooks and new perspectives, so you can look past all the drama.
It's good to know, 10 years later, that like a lot of the petty problems of high school don't really matter as much.
Were you involved in a
Everyone
lot of
feels that.
drama?
Right, that's what I want to know.
No, it's more like it's more like
Spilled the
worrying
tea.
about grades or worrying about.
Your permanent record.
But then I would argue that the stuff you have to worry about now is like way more depressing. Like, if you told me the only thing I had to worry about was like my tardiness at class, you know, versus like getting my real ID at the DMV, which is impacted for how many months?
Oh no, I gotta get my real ID. We all went to high school on the West Coast, which is a very unique high school perspective, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially compared to those on the East Coast or in cities with like snowstorms and stuff. My campus was outdoors.
Me too. One level,
One floor.
1 floor. So walking from class to class took forever.
How long was passing period?
Like a half hour.
Really?
No way.
Mine was only 7 minutes.
I think mine was 12 minutes.
They made it these really weird numbers, these like strange intervals.
I think I remember,
Why?
yeah, a day it went from 7 minutes to like six and a half or something, and then everyone was like freaking out because it like, actually did make a difference. Like I am gonna be semi-late because like we had 3 floors, so I was like, oh my god, I gotta get cross campus and upstairs
You had 3 floors?
Wow.
on like one building.
What about yours, Benson?
Mine was all one floor. It was pretty wide.
1 floor, outdoors. That's dope.
Yeah.
What was yours like? You're in the Bay. It's a little
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Is it different?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
colder.
you guys are all SoCal.
Yeah.
I've been told many things, that our high school used to be a factory of some sort. It's a ring, and then inside is a courtyard, and the classes are in that ring. It's like super industrial. It's just the most hideous building ever.
It makes you want to leave.
Yeah.
Unless we want to graduate and go to somewhere
Yeah.
pretty.
Did you guys have lockers?
Of course, we had the option for lockers. I'd never used my locker. It took too much time to like go find my locker, exchange a book, and then go to a class.
So it's just an empty locker the whole entire.
It was an entire empty locker with a lock on it that I collected at the end of the year.
We had lockers, but nobody ever like hung out by the lockers. I had to share a locker. I think all 4 years I had to share a locker.
Really?
But it was like, you got the textbooks at the beginning of the year, but then all the classrooms also had the textbooks. So you didn't really need to bring them, right? So I would just like put them in at the beginning of the year and then just leave them there. And like maybe like once a week I'd go to the locker. You didn't have lockers.
I didn't have lockers, so I don't get any of these references.
How big was your backpack? Did you have a...
No, I like a normal backpack because
Yeah.
our school was kind of similar to Benson's, where we had books that we had at home, and then each class had their own book that we just didn't have to bring in.
Did we already talk about PE?
I think in California you're required to do,
I think 2 years.
oh, 2 years?
Or at least back in the day, it was 2 years. PE is my least favorite subject.
Really?
I felt I was very embarrassed most of the time because I wasn't like the most athletic. And there's a lot of tests in there that stressed me out more than school tests. What were your mile times?
So bad.
Wes, you probably had a fast mile.
You're talking to the guy that was in cross country.
Yeah, I want to know.
First time I did the mile was in middle school. And I didn't have to do it in high school because I was in cross country.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's like, I know what my 10-mile time is.
Now I know my mile time, but I mean now it wouldn't be that good considering what the kids run now.
Yeah.
I think it was like 5:17.
Dang!
You're so
That's like
fast.
a sprint.
That was like 15-year-old Wesley.
I didn't figure out like the proper way to jog until I got to high school. Like in middle school, we would do the mile or whatever. So I would like sprint like the first few, and then I would get so tired and I'd walk the
you're one
rest.
of them.
That's me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, rock.
And then I figured out in high school, like, oh, you gotta just like keep a slow and steady pace. The best I've been doing recently is like 8 minutes,
That's really good. Miles are not like
and I hate myself every time.
Well, I knew my PE was like, the passing was 15 minutes. So I ran it until like 10. I think I ran like 13.
smart.
Just enough, so it looks like I'm trying.
But I think 15 minutes is like, it's pretty realistic to walk that a mile, right?
Yeah.
Or you sprint when you pass the teacher, and you walk after that. Then when you're approaching the teacher, you
Run around.
You run around. Yeah. I wonder what high school is like now. In 2020, it's probably way easier. This is a lot more technology.
Everyone's got iPhones,
Yeah, everyone's got a smartphone.
laptops.
I'd say it's easier to record all the stuff you need to know, but it's actually harder to study. People are just like taking photos of notes now, and it's like they're not taking the notes. It makes you think that I have extra time, or I have it, I don't need to study it till later,
Yeah.
versus like actually putting in the work.
I'm sure they have like no phone policies and stuff.
I think there's like a cubby or something. Man, I sound so old. I think they put them somewhere like when they enter the class.
We were talking to a care holder in San Jose who's in high school. A shout out to you if you are a high schooler and you are a care holder. That's amazing. But TikTok is obviously huge in high school right now. He was just saying that like everyone in his class is trying to be a TikTok star. This like the halls are just filled with people, or they're all trying to record a video
That's kind
or
of
do a
fun.
dance, and that's fun. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's really fun.
Like we had Tamagotchis, you know, and those were big. And then before that, it was like yo-yos, and then Pogs.
Game Boys.
Game Boys.
So now it's TikTok. I'm sure Pokemon Go was a thing in high school.
Yeah. But TikTok's actually better because it makes people like active, right? And don't they dance together?
I'm sure it also creates like a crazy social hierarchy in school. We haven't been to high school during the age of the influencer, you know? So like having classmates with popularity beyond your high school.
There's high schoolers now probably with like hundreds of thousands, if not like millions of followers.
And those people are probably like
Yeah.
huge celebrities on campus.
Yeah.
Makes you feel probably less about yourself as a high schooler, and you're already got so much insecurity.
But essentially, TikTok now is like Vine before, though. Vine was popular when we were in high school.
Yeah, you had Vine in high school. You're young.
You might have been
End of
at
high
the very
school
beginning of
and
Vine.
then beginning of college for me.
Damn, Jessica. Nice. What was your lunch culture like? Did you eat in the cafeteria? Did you eat cafeteria food?
Personally, I did not eat in the cafeteria. I like to be in the air outside because you'd be in a room for the rest of the day, right?
Your cafeteria was in a room?
It was a room.
Ours was out. I was outside. The umbrellas and.
I'm sure you had an indoor area too.
I don't think I've ever had a
Really?
indoor cafeteria. No.
What kind of food did they serve?
It was just like lukewarm, pre-assembled hamburgers.
Yeah.
They got rid of the French fries towards the later years because they were unhealthy. Senior year, I had an off-campus pass.
That was the
Campus?
best, man.
Yeah.
I don't think we had those. Like you had pass to go anywhere.
During your lunch period.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We had this thing called service commission where kids would sign up for this club. In the club, you actually become like security guards for your own class. So you get ratted
like
out.
hall monitors.
Yeah.
Ah. Were you ever in that?
I was in it for a month. I hated it, and then I gave it my hat. Everyone got a red hat. They were called red hats. I gave it to my friend, and then he became president.
Man, you turned in your badge.
I turned in my badge. It was the worst. They like rat out your friends and when they just wanted to go grab lunch.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, you have to like eat lunch by yourself in the corner of the school to make sure no one else is sneaking out. It made no sense.
That's so sad.
Wes, yeah, your high school experience sounded like a prison in a lot of ways. If you're in high school and you're having a hard time, hopefully you got a sense
Yeah.
that like everything's gonna be fine.
If you learned anything from this episode, it's that those memories never leave you, and that they're always going to traumatize you for the rest of your life, just like they did here at this table.
And go to your high school reunion.
And we're just
Yeah.
joking. We're not
Yeah.
serious. I think like when you look back, like a lot of times it's like, man, I worried so much about that. It's good to know that 10 years later we can look back and we can have some like commonalities between people still. You know what? I think I'm gonna go.
You should.
Oh yeah, that's what we were deciding.
You know what?
I was like, you're gonna go?
What a full arc. He's going.
Yeah.
That's nice. Here's a tip for anyone planning high school reunion. I don't think it should be just a class president. You got to get the leaders of every clique
Yes.
to make a board
Yes.
and to make sure that
Wait.
their clique and group comes to the reunion.
Taylor, is that a movie?
It could be
That could totally be a good movie.
because that's the only way that group's going to go is if
that'd
they
be a
know
great
that
movie.
someone else is going. So if the leader is going, it's just more likely that everyone will go. If you're class president right now, use that in 10 years. Jessica, are you going to go?
No.
God,
What if
Jessica.
you plan it?
Why would I plan it?
because you're a great planner. So good.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Lunch Break. Be sure to check out wongfustore.com. Got a bunch of stuff on there that helps support this channel and our main channel.
Check out our podcast. This lunch break is a podcast. If you don't have time to sit down and watch us, you can always listen to it through any of the podcast services.
And we have a Patreon, which is a great way to get involved in our community, and it helps us keep making this stuff for you guys.
Lunch break is every Thursday. See you next week.
All right, bye.